Well, hello everyone. We're looking forward to England versus Australia in the Cricket World Cup, which is tomorrow evening, Saturday evening, UK time, 6 p.m. We'll just look back on England's first match, which was a continuation of the rainy weather that they had in England before they left, unfortunately. And England versus Scotland was abandoned without a result. So it meant that both England and Scotland take just the 1 point each, which may have an interesting effect on the whole group, actually, because England now, really, the only way to guarantee qualification is to win all three matches. They'll be looking over their shoulder a little bit now. Looking back on that game, it's difficult to say who was more pleased with the abandonment. I think England probably just slightly, if I'm honest. Scotland, looking at the pictures, the feed we had, they were certainly the more disappointed team not to be able to get out there and give England a sort of a having given England a target of almost 11 over in those tricky conditions. It would have been an interesting 10 over slog for England. So, but I think both teams wanted to get out there and get a positive result. That's the name of the game. So we have an interesting situation, and Scotland winning last night against Namibia has just opened up everything, really. They've got 3 points. England have the one. And England really need to beat Australia just to take the pressure off themselves. Because if England lose to Australia and Scotland lose to Australia, then it comes down to a straight shootout between how England do against Oman and Namibia against Scotland's record against Oman and Namibia. So it's an interesting scenario building up, and there's only been 10 overs cricket for England so far. So we must touch our forelock to USA last night, having beaten Pakistan in an extraordinary win. Went to a super over when it looked like they were going to fall short. It looked like for a moment USA were just lacking a bit of match winning experience, but they came out with the shots in the end and sort of really rubbed Pakistan's noses in it, unfortunately for them. And USA have got off to an excellent start. 2 wins out of 2 gives them a great chance of going in, being that one team that I said would come through into the Super 8s. There's always one. Will it be USA? We will find out. Anyway, on to England and Australia, which is a real showpiece game whenever they play. So it's going to be a showpiece game on Saturday evening, or Saturday evening UK time. So looking forward to that. And as I say, England have to really nail down a win here if they can. They must be chomping at the bit to get out there and play. I've been watching everybody else. Their fixtures are really odd, not odd as such, but they're just seem to be spaced out more than anybody else. They're not playing again until Thursday of next week. So there's big gaps between while they watch everything else go on, which can be very frustrating. So we'll see how they do. I am going to say that England will just nick it. It's a tough call, really. They're both two very good sides, very good in this format, very good in all formats. Certainly very good in this format. They've played each other a number of times, obviously in 2020, and they've both had success and failures against each other. But I think England's need and England's desire to get out there and really give it a go, and their bowling unit looked really good in the warm-up game. So hopefully that can be transferred into the big match arena on Saturday evening. So yes, it's a big one, and of course the England-Scotland game being null and void as such meant that there's no run rate as yet for England. They're on a blank canvas in the tournament, really, except for that 1 point for the abandonment. So it's an enormous game for them. Let's hope from an England perspective they can pull it off. I think they'll just nick it. If they bat first, they'll get a score and defend it with their bowling unit. And if they chase, they just got the skipper in good form, and he's leading the way with the bat in the warm-up games, Joss Buttler. So he will, I think, make sure that the team is ready for it. And certainly in a run chase, he's got the experience to guide them through. let's hope all of that comes true from an England perspective. It is a big game. It's probably the biggest game in the tournament so far, I would hazard to say, other than when India play Pakistan, of course. But so we look forward to it on Saturday evening. The tournament just about taking off. We had 4 games yesterday, including the USA beating Pakistan. So when we have a shock in any tournament, it usually just raises the profile of it and gets people perhaps looking at it even more. So we shall see. And I look forward to the match. And I hope you have a great sporting weekend. And I will no doubt be back with you previewing and reviewing England's progress in readiness for the game on Thursday of next week. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye for now.